Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers. My name is Bilal. I'm from Britain. And inshallah, we're going to be talking about social media, new media, and this idea of breaking taboos. Can you put your hand up if you use social media of any form? Any type of social media? Pretty much everyone. So pay attention because this affects you. Social media has completely transformed the way we understand media, the way we understand communication, the way we understand the world itself. Take just 1 minute online. These are the sort of things which are happening. Almost 1 million people logging on to Facebook in a single minute. Millions of searches on Google, thousands of things purchased. It's unbelievable to really imagine all of the stuff that's happening online at any given moment. Take YouTube, for example. Every minute on YouTube, over 300 hours of content is uploaded. So if you were to take how much video has been uploaded onto YouTube since I've been standing here, it will take you about 2 weeks. So social media has completely transformed the way we interact with each other and the way we understand communication. You guys all remember this, right? An amazing campaign raising millions and millions of dollars for a disease which very few people knew about. And there's so many amazing stories. This lady here, her name is Catherine Depril. In 1986, she was left on the floor of a Burger King in Pennsylvania, United States. She spent her entire life looking for her birth parents. One Facebook post, this picture she uploaded online, it was shared over 33,000 times, and she was reunited with her mother. An amazing story. And that's just one story of so many others. Social media has allowed so many amazing things to happen. And you guys know all about it. But at the same time, it's allowed for a lot of negative things. It's transformed the way people communicate in hate and bigotry. We have this amazing opportunity, but we also have a dark side. And it's amazing how, subhanAllah, it can be really disheartening. My wife is here actually with me. She produced, she's a producer, media producer. She produced a piece for the BBC recently. And it just went up a couple days ago on their Facebook page. And you read the comments, it's so depressing. There's so much hatred, there's so much animosity. So whilst social media has allowed for this amazing opportunities, it's also been this platform where people have been communicating in hatred and bigotry. This is a quote from Eric Schmidt. He said, "The internet is the first thing that humanity has created that we don't even understand. The largest experiment in anarchy that we've ever had." Does anyone know where this guy works? Anybody? Google. He's the CEO of Google. So social media has given everyone tools, and some people shouldn't have those tools. And whilst it can be used for many good things, it can also be used for many bad things. And it got me thinking about this topic. So the title of this presentation is Breaking Taboos. When you're online, when you're communicating, you don't have to look the person in the eye when you insult the most precious thing to them. There's something about the internet space that behind user names and passwords, people can say what they want, people can insult what they want, people can see whatever they want. That there's nothing really taboo online. You can do whatever you want. And this is really dangerous. So how do we restore dignity and respect and values back into the internet? So this word taboo, I looked it up and tried to find out where it comes from. So does anyone know the country that's highlighted there? Any guesses? You get like a really amazing prize if you can guess which country. Papua New Guinea? No. Fiji? No. Close, but that's not it. Anybody? Oh, you missed your prize. No, it's not Micronesia. No. Oh, someone said it. I heard it. So this is the Solomon Islands. So you guys watched Moana, Disney's Moana? It's like based around here. So the word taboo, actually, they suspect originates from this island. And in this island, the Solomon Islands, this is going thousands of years ago, the word taboo actually meant something that was holy, something that was sacred. And you weren't allowed to go to particular places on the island because it was taboo. You don't go there because it's a very holy place. So Taboo actually refers to something that's sacred. And I feel online, there's no taboo. It's almost like online, there's nothing sacred anymore. No one is above insult. You can say whatever you want. And we as concerned citizens, as young people, we want to restore dignity. And we want to have boundaries in this boundaryless place where there's no rules. How do you bring about that sacredness? How do you restore those broken taboos, if we take the Solomon Islander term? Well, what I put to you, my dear sisters and brothers, is that all of us have a role in restoring that sacredness. And the way we do that is by sacrificing our lower selves. Every time we go online, we bring ourselves, our ethics, our values, our principles to the digital space. So it can be said that we, or rather you, are the internet. And I want you to sort of take this point home. Each and every one of us, we are the internet. Every time we interact with a platform, we are leaving a little bit of us behind. And we have to choose whether that's our lower self or our higher self. What are we bringing? What version of ourselves are we bringing to the platform? I want to give you some examples. So I say the word sacrifice actually for a reason. And I like words. So going to the origin of this word, it has two roots in Latin. So it comes from the word sacer, which means sacred, and facer, which means to make. So when you sacrifice, you make something sacred. So to sacrifice is to make sacred. And when we are engaging online, when we sacrifice the sarcasm and the insult and those empty-handed jokes, so we often don't think about just a sly comment here and there. We sacrifice that. We choose to be something higher. We choose to engage in the principal way. In every single engagement online, we can help to restore that which is quote-unquote sacred or taboo even in the digital space. And I'll give you some examples. I'm going to skip that because we don't have time. This lady here, her name is Balpreet Kaur, and a really incredible story. She was standing in a queue in an airport, and a college student took this picture of her without her knowing and uploaded it onto Reddit. And he started to insult her because she had facial hair. And loads of people started commenting and started making fun of her, and it was really horrible comments. This picture got shared around and eventually ended up on Facebook, and someone tagged her in the picture. The way she chose to respond was really beautiful. Now, she could have been humiliated and embarrassed. She could have responded in a hateful way, but she said, no, I understand it's a bit confusing. I understand that maybe you don't understand why I have this hair on my face, and I'm a woman, and it's I get it. And so she explained in her religion as a Sikh that hair is very sacred, and you shouldn't cut it. And she wrote a beautiful post explaining the beauty of her religion and why she looks different. Her post was so beautiful that it became even more viral than the original post. And it actually got picked up by all sorts of major news outlets. So she chose to bring her higher self to the platform, and she transformed it that little bit extra. I'll give you another example. This was a front page headline in a major newspaper in the UK. Did anyone see this? Yeah, it was reported all over. 1 in 5 Muslims sympathize with terrorists and extremists. And it's a really harmful, if you think this is a front page, major newspaper, millions and millions of papers circulated in the country, how does this affect Muslims in Britain who are dealing with Islamophobia and attacks left, right, and center? So how do we respond to this? Now, you could write a complaint to the press commission, and you can write a long essay and explain why Islam is peace and blah, blah, blah. We've heard it all before. One of my friends in Manchester, he put out a tweet. He said, let's hijack this title. And he started a hashtag 1 in 5 Muslims, and he sent a message to a bunch of people. He said, let's try and make fun of this headline. Within a few hours, people started tweeting in. And slowly and slowly, these are some of the tweets that came in to show how ridiculous this title is, 1 in 5 Muslims. This started trending globally across Twitter, and again was picked up by so many different news outlets. That was my one at the bottom. I was trying to get retweeted by Adele, but she didn't retweet me. You guys can still retweet me, though. So this is it. We, as Muslims in Britain, were offended. We chose to respond in a higher way. Using wit, using humor, and raising the game, and actually transforming more people than the original insult did. For the last few years, I've been working for a TV channel in the UK, British Muslim TV, and our vision is to provide a platform for Muslims to be confident in their Islamic identity and comfortable as British citizens. And really, all media is ultimately about storytelling. And we have to ask ourselves, who tells your story? And in the absence of you telling your story, other people are going to tell that story for you. So each of us, and this is our sort of vision at the channel, is to put out positive stories, to raise the games, and again, bring our higher selves to the table. I'll show you a little video of some of the work that we've been up to. If it works. Bismillah. Not that one. Let's play. Okay, so there we go. YouTube embedded. There we go. Bismillah. Thank you. So storytelling, thank you. We had a lot of fun making that. We are part of a movement that's seeking to empower positive stories around ourselves. And if you don't tell your stories, other people will. There's so many amazing people out there. And this is the power of social media, that we're able to transform the narrative that's around us. And we've heard from previous presentations that we are ultimately the consumer. So when we put something out there, and especially when it's done in a brilliant way, especially it's done with that sort of spirit of inclusivity, we can really transform the way people perceive us. We have another short clip. And this is a friend of mine from the UK who, again, is working on changing the story that's told about him and his generation. So enjoy this. Bismillah.
No, I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of reacting. I'm sick of apologizing. I'm sick of going online every day and having to define myself by what I'm not and not by what I am.
Leave at a depth where no leaves are seen. Fruits are the products of roots that dream.
really, really implore you to check out my friend Nadir Nahdi. That was the abridged version of the video. There's a fuller, longer video. So check out Benny. Just type in benny.space and you'll find it. Ultimately, like Balpreet, like Nadir, like Furqan, who started the hashtag 1 in 5 Muslims, each and every one of us has an opportunity with social media to leave something positive, to leave a legacy, to bring our higher selves to the table. You know, we know how social media can be a negative thing. We've got this amazing opportunity. It can be used like any tool. It can be used for good or it can be used for bad. And what I want to leave you with is this impression that what you do online matters. Everything that you do online, every little engagement, every like, every click, every tweet, every retweet, it matters. So bring your best self, and inshallah, you know, we can surprise people with the generosity of our spirit. Thank you very much.